Yeah. I don't- Okay, welcome to 2026, our first meeting. I'm going to call to order the City of Tenino work session for January 13th, 2026. We have a couple things on the work session. First, I call up Clint Endicott. He asked to give a presentation on, I think, the levy briefing. I promised him to get him out of here quickly. Thanks.
Well, good evening. Thanks so much for giving me just a couple minutes. It's not really a presentation other than to just share that we have a 6-year replacement capital levy on the ballot for February 10th, and to make folks of the public know that we will have a community forum this Thursday at the district office at 6 p.m. Again, this is a replacement capital levy, so this is dollars that we collect from taxpayers to keep our facilities up to date, to do improvements, replace outdated equipment, things that we do not receive money from the state adequately to fund. Another real specific example, Parkside Elementary, we currently have failing infrastructure with our heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system. So some of the units we cannot bring back online and they're too old to repair, and we can't replace with new green energy standards. So the cost of that replacement for the building is going to be just over $1 million. So we encounter a lot of big ticket items, especially with aging buildings. Recently this fall we had a roof repair at the high school, not a roof replacement of the entire building, but just one portion of the building, and that was just over $200,000. So again, it's a lot of money that we're asking, but it's also because there's a lot of need. And we do our absolute best to be good stewards with the tax dollars we get. The capital levy in particular provides us to access local contractors. We encourage local contractors to be on our small works roster list. Again, we've had paving done by Gemini, which is a local outfit. We use local contractors where we can as much as possible. So again, it's a benefit to the community as a whole. We know it's a big ask. I don't want to pretend like it's not a significant amount of money, but again, it's because the need is there. So what I've provided to the city council members is the flyer that's actually going to be going out to all registered voters and community members. Should go out today. So folks should be receiving it in the next couple days. And again, our goal is to just make sure that we have facts and information out and available to the public. There's information on the website. People can contact me anytime if they have any questions about the specifics. Again, for us, we just want to make sure that we're able to provide the best possible facilities to deliver the type of instructional environment our students deserve. And in order to do that, we need to access these funds. So any questions?
No, I think it's important to let the people know that this is a replacement
Correct.
levy. This is not an increase of anything that they're not paying already. That's the thing. So many people think that, oh no, not another blah blah on top of this, but no, it's not. It's just a replacement levy.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time.
I would just add to, not a question really again, but understanding how much things cost nowadays, it's kind of shocking when you hear $1 million to put in a heating system for people. I mean, I do the same thing every day in my personal life. You know, you want to do a little project on your house and how much it costs. So you hear these numbers. I don't think it's because we're mismanaging money. It's just so expensive, everything we do today. And so you got to kind of step back and look and realize that, you know, we're not in 1960 or 70 anymore. When I was, you know, you could buy a house for $60,000, and yeah, so.
And I appreciate that, Mayor Watterson, because again, like, you know, we have 4 schools, district office facilities, maintenance, transportation, and, you know, we've had a couple of pretty significant failures with water heaters, and some of them are very large. A couple years ago, we had a water heater that failed to the level where it was overheating. The system wasn't shutting itself off, and that actually caused a sprinkler to burst. And that was because it was just way past its useful life. We had another failure this fall, and then I asked my maintenance team to go and identify any water heater in this entire system that was pre-2000, which, if you don't know, the useful life of a water heater is actually 10 to 15 years. So we're given some pretty significant grace with the 25-year window, and we identified 13 different water heaters in the system that were as old as 1977. So again, instead of waiting for it to fail where it's going to potentially cause flooding damage or disrupt the environment, we're just trying to stay ahead of those things as much as possible.
Maintenance.
Yep.
And I would add, those buildings they're pretty old. That's just kind of like a lot of our facilities that we've been fortunate enough to do some upgrades on. But the older the building gets, it's just like a car. At a certain point, your buildings start costing you a lot more. So we're stretching. We're all stretching and trying to make things work the best we can for our community. So I appreciate your work on that.
Thank you again for your time, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. The other thing we had on just is a discussion about council appointments. Since we've had some members leave and have some new members, it may be a little more time consuming to get all these filled. Typically what we've done is just go through and see who's available at certain times. I do have a list of the times most of these meetings are so we can talk about those. But first, I'd just like to go through, is there any, like Linda pointed out, the facade improvement grants, which is the third item on there. We don't need that anymore. I take a minute to look through the other ones. Some of them we've been pretty active in. There's others like TCOM 911 that we don't have an official seat on, but so we haven't really gone to those meetings. So that's another one I think we could take off the list to have somebody appointed. But
We don't need anybody appointed to steady either.
Yeah.
Because I'm there, or
You're
you're
there
there,
anyway,
and,
Yeah, I just think it's good to put, well,
Okay.
it's always been you, but looking at the other ones, the Tenino School Board, it's nice that we can send somebody, but we don't have any mandate to attend those. So if we look at we don't have enough people to fill all these. I'm just trying to point out the ones that I think it's not mandatory. Some of these are mandatory that we have people at, and others are just nice to have. So like the fire district's another one that's not mandatory.
So,
Yeah, that's not, so a lot of these aren't really,
Mayor, may I suggest we go in the reverse? Which one of these are necessary? And
okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. The Civil Service Commission is not necessary. We don't usually have anybody. Or which ones are necessary? Is that what
are
you're saying?
necessary.
Okay.
I think
Planning,
I thought we had to, legally, we had to have.
have
a
somebody.
service
Yeah, we haven't had any
commission,
meetings, so yeah. Planning Commission, I don't think, it's not necessary, no. Finance Committee, I think that one's necessary for sure. Those are a little bit flexible. We just kind of worked with the people on the Finance Committee to schedule those. Usually we've done them during the day. That doesn't mean we can't, but it's typically we try to do those during the day when staff is here. So, Public Safety Committee and Utilities Committees, those aren't mandatory. I don't think there's any mandate. I think they're good to fill if we can.
Well, I think Chief Auditor, as long as somebody comes and gives us a report,
Right.
at least once a month from the police department.
So yeah, that's what we used to do. They would come in
Yeah.
once a month and give a report, so we can go back. If people are willing to fill them, that's fine, but if we're stretching ourselves too thin.
Yeah.
TRPC, that is a mandatory one, and TPB, again, those are both daytime meetings that we should be, we need to have somebody on those. Tenino School Board is not mandatory. Legislative liaison is not mandatory. TCOM 911 is not mandatory. Solid Waste Advisory is mandatory.
Yes. And you have the wrong date, the meeting
Yeah, I
time
made
is
some changes
wrong.
on some of them, yeah.
That's the first Thursday of every month.
Yeah, instead of the
But
second.
it's still 11:30 to 1.
It is.
It's
11
11
to 12.
to 12:30.
Study, we have somebody there, but it's not a mandatory one. We've never had anybody serve on the EMS
No.
services, so I don't think we're required to have anybody there. Emergency Management Council, again, would be a good one, but not required. BDAT's not required. I don't think any of these other ones at the bottom are really required. Again, the more we participate, the more we understand, so if people are able to go to them, that's great, but we need to make sure we get those ones that are mandatory filled.
Okay. Well, so why don't we, are we,
Do you want to just do the mandatory ones first, and then we can look at
Right.
Yes.
seeing. So Civil Service Commission, in the past, it's been administration and chief auditor. He's kind of, I don't know that he should be so we can keep that as an administrative function, that we have somebody at those when they have meetings. That's okay, unless somebody wants to.
So is that a mandatory one for us?
Yeah,
It
I
is.
think we have to have somebody.
I do
yeah.
believe it is. I believe that
Is
it's
that-
state,
is that-
it's law that we have to have it.
And you're suggesting chief auditor be assigned to that as part of his duties?
Well, he would be the staff representative.
Yeah, I think
So
it's
is
just
this-
administrative
Is this a
person.
meeting that's during the day?
Uh, I don't even remember the last time we've had a meeting because we haven't hired anybody, but.
Let's see, I was on it in 2017 before I was appointed, and we met for half hour sometimes during
I
the
think it's
day,
usually in
but-
the evening because our day.
No, it was during the day.
Okay. So does anybody want to, I mean, we've assigned staff, just administration, somebody from the administration to attend. If there's somebody that
I
had,
can do it.
okay. Elaine, is everybody good with?
Sure.
Planning Commission, I've been trying to attend quite a few of those, just to be, does anybody have a interest? Those are in the evenings.
Is that a mandatory one?
Yes, I believe it is.
Well, it hasn't been regularly attended. We'll skip that one, because I don't think that's mandatory. Finance,
You
huh?
don't think planning is?
No, we don't usually have somebody there unless I just show up. Finance Committee,
Finance Committee?
I want to be on it.
yeah,
I'll be happy to do it after regular hours.
What's that?
That's the finance committee
okay,
meeting. I mean, I'm the only staff member
Okay.
that's on it, but I can do it after.
when we have them.
At
okay.
5 or 6. if
I
you
work,
need to.
I get off at 4 now, so we could have them at, like at 4:30 if I'm on the committee.
Okay,
I'd like
but just to
to-
know that we can't do them, we've done them always during the day, but if there's people that want to be involved and can't be there until night, speak up. I mean, if you're interested, just speak up, and if we have more than one person interested, you would,
Yeah, I'm busy for the next couple of months, but I can do more in like March, starting in March. So,
So-
I can be on it.
On the
Fi-
finance committee.
Finance committee, yeah.
so what I suggested, we have more than one or this is actually 2 people, so we need 2.
And I can do
Are
it.
you still?
Yep. I
My
can.
suggestion would be if we have 3 people that are interested, that we're gonna have to decide between us who.
I would like to be on it too, so.
We can't have 3.
We can't have 3, but we'll have to pick 2 people out of the 3. So I'm saying now, we'll just put down the 3 people that are interested, and during the regular meeting, we'll have to have discussion and
Okay.
some kind of vote. Is that,
Okay.
I'm gonna just write these down real quick. Whoops. Do we want to continue? I guess that's not a mandatory one. TRPC. That is a daytime meeting. I have served on that before, and unless there's somebody that really wants to do it, I wouldn't mind being the representative to TRPC.
Okay.
In the past, John has did both. I think it's good to have 2 different people kind of on those.
The only reason that I wouldn't was because because of the months that I work for the
Yeah.
legislature, I
Can't get there.
I can't miss work.
Is there anybody else that wants to, or interested in TRPC, Thurston Regional?
I can't do those hours.
Okay, yeah, I know the daytimes are, for a lot of people, are hard, so that's okay. Transportation Policy Board, again, that is a morning meeting. Is there anybody that wants to fill that role?
I can't. I go to work at 7 a.m.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the, losing a person that had a lot of daytime availability kind of,
Yeah.
it shakes things up a little bit, makes it more difficult, so. If we can't find anybody, I'll try to attend them. I'm here anyway every day, so I can try to make them if there's just nobody that can do mornings.
Where's that meeting held?
That's in Olympia, kind of by the old courthouse over there, is their office.
By the old courthouse,
Not the old county buildings I'm talking about, up on the hill.
up on the hill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
West Olympia.
Okay.
Yeah, not the courthouse. Okay, I'll just put my name on there and if anybody has any available, anything changes for anybody, please let me know if they can make those. Be good to have somebody else on that one. Solid Waste Advisory, Elaine Clam has done that for several years, so that is also a daytime, right, Elaine?
Yes.
Yeah, that's- so
And
11th,
When we went on to that, it's a 3-year appointment according to what they told
okay,
me.
and so are you,
Because of
So you're still on there.
I'm still on
Yeah,
there.
so we don't have to.
okay, so we'll just put Elaine. Okay, is that all that is all of the mandatory ones. Looking through the list, you want to go back to the top and just see if anybody's interested in filling any of these. The Planning Commission. Again, we'll just make that admin if nobody, or not, no.
Well,
I've been trying to attend those, so I can do,
is there a way that one of the commissioners could come, like once a month and give a report?
we did talk about that today, like you've been doing. Well,
Yeah.
we were talking about adding that onto their agenda to kind of appoint somebody
Yeah.
that's a representative
Have
for.
somebody come and give
So-
a report, and that plus a staff member should be
Okay,
enough.
so we'll just have a. Finance Committee, we did. If we're gonna do public safety and the utility, we'll just make sure that they're here
Right.
once a
Yeah,
year.
like Chief Otter and Troy
Yeah,
can, he ought to be able to come once a month anyway and give a report.
yep,
You know,
I
I,
was,
go ahead. No,
Jeff and I were on
Public Works, but it's
Public Works.
Do you-
not even
if-
listed.
So it's not listed now, you don't need that?
I think that was,
Or
I don't know
are
why
you-
that's, I think that's what the Utilities Committee was supposed
I
to
was gonna
be.
say, was that the Utilities
Yeah,
Commission?
I think so, 'cause I
Because you
don't,
have Troy down for it.
yeah. So do you guys want to keep doing that, or are you happy with just having the people come in and give monthly
I'd like
reports?
to do it, yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I'm willing to do the Public Safety Committee. Also, I talked to Bob a little bit about that.
okay.
If Jeff needs a backup, I can help with that too.
That's true. I thought you'd be a good person for that.
Yeah,
In fact,
I'd like to, yeah.
On the Public
I-
Safety Committee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you'd like to be the primary on that, I'd be fine with that.
Okay, so we'll just keep you guys on it if people are available. If we need to have them come in once in a while, we'll just continue to do that.
We can tag team it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
School board, is there anybody,
I
school,
can do that.
okay.
And I'd like to stay on that assignment as well, if there's no one else who wants to try it.
Okay. we'll make Linda, you're still gonna be our legislative liaison for,
Well,
it's only
of
gonna be a
course.
60 days, so,
Yeah, I would. And you know, it's all gonna be all about the budget, so.
yeah. TCOM 911, again, that's one we haven't really ever attended.
Not since I've been on the
I
council.
can't ever remember having anybody that goes there regularly. If there's anybody interested, you could attend the meeting, but I don't think we have a vote on that. Like, it's not something where we vote on, so.
I think that's always been a big sticking point, was that we
That's-
didn't have a vote.
Actually, I think it's Yelm. There's somebody from
Yelm's-
Yelm
yeah,
that's
they're
on
our
it.
representative,
Our South
yeah.
County representative. Just be aware, if anybody wants to go to those, just to hear what's going on, those are,
You don't even have, where is the meeting and
I
what
don't know,
time?
we could find out if anybody wants to, yeah. Study, I think, I'm usually there, or,
And I am, except
Linda.
during the session, I'm there.
yeah. So is everybody okay with this, myself and Linda continuing with that?
Yep.
EMS services, again, I don't think we've ever had a representative on that, and I don't believe we have a vote there. So we can, I think, leave that one blank. Emergency Management Council. Unfortunately, I'm probably not as familiar with that. I think we probably should attend those. I don't know how often the meetings are, though, or we'll see
They're
what it
10
says.
a.m. on a Thursday.
So that's another morning one. We haven't been involved, but I can, if we don't have anybody
I
that can
think
go.
John used to go to them, didn't he?
Yeah. I can try to keep up on them and at least give reports if there's some, something going on. Be that. Jeff, are you still want to be involved and be that, or?
I have not been giving those folks the attention they deserve. It's, I'd rather have that assigned someone else.
Okay. Anybody interested? Be that is, when are those meetings are? Didn't see a
I don't
meeting
know.
time. Do you know, Jeff, on when those are?
It's usually, I don't know, 5 or 6 on Tuesday.
Early
It's
evenings?
monthly, something like that, yeah.
Anybody available for that one? Again, it's not a mandatory, but I know we all work until at least 5 o'clock, so it's tough. Okay, we'll leave it blank. We'll have to figure out a way to. The EDC, again, not mandatory. I think we're pretty just involved in day-to-day operations. I don't know that we need anybody. They have a whole committee that meets and everything, so I don't think we need to have anybody on that. Library, again, I think when we have issues with the library, we can just come to me and
Yeah,
I can
I just
report. We don't need a representative to
Right.
do anything there.
Yeah.
Museum, I think is
Doesn't
another one
Jessica
that
usually
Jessica's
report
here, so
on
she
it?
can report on the museum stuff. Fire District 12, I don't think we need it's just kind of like, they come here and do a report on occasion when they need to. I don't think we need to have somebody attend every meeting for
No, I
them.
don't
Just my experience, it's not anything that, we have something we need to report to and we can go as needed, but I don't think we need a permanent
Not
representative.
anymore. I think that was put on there when it still was affiliated with the city.
Yeah. And the last one is Law and Justice Council.
I've never
And
heard
I've never, you have Chief Auditor, so he's not here, so we'll put him back on there.
Attaboy.
Okay. Anything else on that we need to,
Mayor Pro Tem.
well, we'll do that during the regular meeting.
Oh, during the regular meeting. Oh,
Let's see. Trying to think what,
Maybe they have some questions. Maybe the new people have
Yeah.
some questions.
is there anything, you have any questions about, committees or any initial things you want? We have another half hour, so do you have any things that have questions that are just pressing, or how we do things, or? It'll take you a few meetings to catch on, but you'll get in the swing of things,
Well, let's do outside reports then.
yeah.
Those down.
So yeah, we'll go to outside reports. The first one is Chamber of Commerce, and oh shoot, I did get something from, did you get something from George?
I probably did, but He emailed it
Sorry.
to me.
I wasn't prepared. No, oh, here it is. I got it. Let's see. Okay, the report from the chamber is the chamber is in partnership with Tenino School District and holding a community in unity dinner on Wednesday, January 21st from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Kodiak Room. Those interested in attending should visit the chamber website at www.teninoacc.org. I'm talking about myself on this one. We're pleased to announce Mayor Watterson will be our featured speaker at our February 18th Chamber Lunch Forum at the Stone City Event Center. And yeah, we did the last one. We got the last meeting of the year and the first meeting of 2026. So I don't know what's changed since I gave my little speech in December, but I'm doing another one. The Tenino Arts Spring Market will be March 14th, 15th, and 16th at the Kodiak Room. And the EDC study, the next study meeting is this Friday, January 16th from 8 a.m. to 9:30 at the Stone City Event Center. We're getting our use out there. And I will just tell the council that after that study meeting, I will be meeting with Sheriff Sanders and Commissioner Fournier. We had got a grant, or agreed to do a countywide grant to install the float cameras. Is everybody kind of familiar with the float cameras? Well, they're kind of a big controversy right now. So I think they're going to propose we may not do that right away until, I think there's even legislation that's going to be submitted if it hasn't already been about. So they don't, I think they're going to say we don't want to move forward on this until we have a little bit better. I personally think it's a great thing, especially for the small communities that don't have the ability to police. It's, you know, like some of the bigger cities, but I'll bring back to the council what his recommendation is, and we'll just have to go from there on the float cameras.
Are you sure the study meeting is this next weekend?
It's Friday, I think, isn't it?
It's usually the third week.
Friday, January 16th is what he has. Is that right?
Yes. Well, I changed it to the second one then because,
Yeah, okay. I didn't even think about
oh
it
no,
when I
wait a
read it.
minute. Would that be the third one? Because-
I think it would be.
Okay.
Exactly 14.
Yeah,
Oh, well, the 21st is the third Wednesday is the reason that I was
Yeah.
questioning that. But it's because the first started on Thursday.
yes.
Third
That's
week
yeah,
starts
that's-
Thursday.
So that's right. The library's not here. Civil Service Commission, I don't believe there's been anything. Finance Committee, I just want to, whoever ends up being on that, we are going to have meetings fairly soon, and I'll talk a little bit more before we end the work session about some important things around the Finance Committee. Planning Commission, do you have anything? I know you're not on there anymore, but you didn't have a meeting. I think we're still waiting on the comp plan update from the state and all that, as far as I understand. And then the meeting for next week, the scheduled meeting, I think they're still gonna have it, but there's not much on the agenda. It's kind of talking about what maybe priorities that you would have, and just some housekeeping things. I think we decided to just keep the meeting and just talk about some housekeeping things. Public Safety Committee, you guys have anything? Public Works?
Nope.
Chief of Police in here, Public Works, no here, Code Enforcement. I think the Chief of Police, I'll just add for that one, we did have our meeting this morning, and the opening for the grant program is open now, so they're working on that to get the public safety grant
I
started.
read, yeah, I checked with Maria and she said you guys were all, that were working on it.
Yeah, so I think there's one policy that we have to have in place that before we're eligible, so the chief's working on that. Public Works, they are working on the ball field, I think, doing some of the things that doesn't require excavation. I think the dugouts they're trying to make improvements on with the grant. This is all the grant money that we got for that. Some fencing issues, they're trying to get that fixed. So they're working on the ball field. The other thing that's coming up is on the grant we got for solar on the food cold storage building. Required us to upgrade some of the rafters, so we have to add a second rafter in there. So Public Works is taking that on. It's like a couple-day project, I think, but they're going to be soon be working on that so we can move forward with the solar grant for that building. And Nancy, was there anything? I was trying to think if do you recall anything else that he talked about?
Mr. Mayor, we've got overlay for Old 99 on the agenda. Is that
Yeah.
part of the report? Or we'll hear about it later?
We'll hear about it in the regular session. Yeah, we got that grant again as a grant for the overlay out on Old 99, so we'll discuss that on the regular.
Thank you.
Park, I think Jessica's been doing a lot of grant work, I think, again lately, trying to keep us up on all our grants and making sure. The one I know that's still outstanding is trying to close out that curb loan, which was for the ag park.
I think she said she completed it.
Did she?
today.
Yeah, so that is going to be, when we get all that information in, that grant will be completed and we can close that out, which is, she has just done an amazing job on that one because she had to go back for some time and try to match up all the expenditures and stuff. So she deserves a big kudo for the work she did on that curb grant, and I think we will get an additional like $150,000 when we close that out because they hold back so much money until the project's completed. So once we've got this final information to them, we should see $150,000
That'll
from
be
that.
nice.
So that'll go into our, I think it's our capital improvement fund. But anyway, kudos to her for doing the work that she did on that. Nancy?
So I emailed out the treasurer's report. I hope everybody had a chance to see that. And we've had a couple questions on it. One of the questions is with the treasurer's report, the one that you get like this. There's a big long list of checks going back to 2016 on that. These checks should have been, over the past 9 or 10 years, reported to the state of Washington as unclaimed property after there's a mandated process that you need to go through. So we need to start that. Because it hasn't been done so long, it's not super high on our priority list right now. We have some other things that take precedence, but we will start working on that. So that list will go away eventually. Usually you should only see the last year or two maybe on this list, not 3 pages worth of checks going back to 2016. So we will work on that. So that's all those additional pages to the treasurer's report. So does anybody have any questions on the treasurer's report?
Regarding those old checks, we spoke, and do I remember that they're already counted as liabilities? When we send the money to the state, it's not going to affect?
Right.
Okay.
No, we'll write off the checks, and then we'll pay that in unclaimed property to the state of Washington. So next meeting, we will bring a resolution to you for approval. Councilmember Eisel made a suggestion that we take all the interest from our investment income and put it to the general fund. I've checked with the state auditor's office and our city attorney, and we are able to do that. We do have to do a resolution for that. So what that will do is we gain about, between our LGIP account, which is local government investment pool account, and our regular savings at the bank, we get about nearly $1,500 a month in investment interest income. And we can put that all to general fund instead of portioning it out between the funds. So that will bring about $16,000 to $18,000 to the general fund rather than splitting it out amongst all the other funds. So that will give us a little extra for the general fund. That will help. We do have a new part-time employee that she has sort of replaced Veronica Barnes, but because we had so much to do tonight, I'm waiting to introduce her until the next council meeting on the 27th, when we have not so much to get through. I gave you the budget position report for 2025. That may or may not change slightly. We have until the 20th of this month to pay any accounts payable that come in 2025, but we may not get any more. So
Should be pretty close, though.
if it changes, it'll only be a slight change. So we're working on closing out the year. W-2s, 1099s, closing everything so that we can move on to 2026. I think we mentioned the 2 public works vehicles that we're purchasing. Those were approved in the 2026 budget, but in the regular meeting, we're going to ask for official approval. Troy has found 2 specific vehicles to purchase.
Those are from the water and sewer funds, they're not from the
Yeah,
general funds.
yeah, those are from water and sewer
Yeah, that
funds.
says it's inland.
When we talk about the overlay, we have a consultant's agreement for Gibbs and Olson to be approved. One thing I did want to mention to you is recently we've had some fraud attempts on our bank account. Some checks and a couple of ACHs. So we have moved to doing positive pay with our bank, and what that is briefly, I'll give you just an overview, is we send the bank a list of the checks that we're processing. And if they get a check in that doesn't match the parameters of that list that we gave them, they will bounce it back, and I will check the bank every morning and for any of those exceptions, and I'll say yes or no. If I say yes and it's fraud, we're responsible for that amount of money. If I say no and they let it be redeemed anyway, then they're responsible for that amount of money. So the alternative to that was closing our bank account and starting over, and I think that would have created a lot of work for not only myself but several of our staff. So it's working so far. We caught 2 ACHs that were someone tried to process after that, because now our bank account information is out there. So somebody that tried to cash the checks has our bank account number and the routing number, of course, and so they're going to try whatever means to get some money. So we're taking care of that. Today was our last court day for us before things move to the county. Yay. That's going to save a lot of time for our staff, mostly Maria, but also Jessica from taking phone calls for court. We can just pass them on to district court at the county. So they're going to stop by later this month and pick up all the admin stuff that goes with our district court. Did you look like you wanted to say something?
I just wanted to thank you with the positive check thing. It's nice to have that, and moving to another account, we may have had to do it in the end anyway. It was the choice. Thank you.
Personally, I didn't want to spend the time to do it, but the bank said if you don't, you're changing your bank account, which would have been a lot more work. So, and it's important to, people come up with new ideas every day to commit fraud, and these checks that, I see copies of the checks that they try and cash, and other than the check numbers and the signatures on them that didn't match neither mine nor Dave's, it looked like a real check. And if the banks hadn't checked, or stopped them, or I didn't look at our checks every morning on the bank website, they could have gone through. Yeah. And this time it was only $3,000 or $4,000, but if they get $3,000 or $4,000, then they're going to try for more. So I think that's all I have. Are there any questions for any of that? And you're always welcome to email me or stop by. if you have any questions later on, or if you have questions before a council meeting for anything.
I'll just add, again, a kudos, because it's things like this, it's our controls that we have now, I think, and we're up to date and we have good controls. As you know, we've had issues in the past, and this is exactly the kind of thing that's going to make us not have this happen again. So I give kudos to you and all the staff for making sure all these controls are in place and being followed. So, I mean, we had some controls, but they weren't always followed. So your
Well,
leadership
and
in
the
that
bank.
is huge, huge to me. And, yeah. My report, I just came, just so you know, kind of starting out here, I was recently the Thurston County Public Health District. They changed the rules about who's on their board. South County now has a representative on that board, so none of the other mayors. So I'm now the South County representative. I went to my first meeting today. I'm not officially on there till next, but they invited me to come to this meeting, and it's surprising about how much work they do to, you know, around public health when you don't think about illnesses and stuff, but it's way bigger than that, and it was kind of overwhelming almost how much work and what that group does. So their meetings are on tonight from 3:15 to 5:15. So I came right from there and came here, but
2-hour meetings, that's a long
yeah,
time.
it's a long one. And so just realized the first meeting of the month, I'm going to probably come in here a little bit less prepared. I try to come in early and go over things, but I think it will be good for us to be involved, because there's a lot of things they talked about that I never had a clue
Yeah.
about, and I don't think most South County really knew about, you know, stuff like the food banks, what they're trying to support, how they're trying to support the food banks, and just like a lot of public health programs that I don't think are communicated to the South County very well. I'll now be able to share with the other cities and stuff.
Maybe you have to share them with the other, like
Yes.
Bucota and Rainier and Young.
Yeah, well, I haven't really talked to them, but that's my plan. I mean, that's really what this is for, is,
Yeah,
I know.
One representative, just like TCOM, 911.
Yeah, I mean, which we never hear anything about, but
No.
I think that's my responsibility, is to share those things with the other communities so they're
Sure,
aware of what's
you
going
bet.
on, and also take interest of theirs back to this committee. So that'll be, the first meeting of, our first meeting. I'll be at that just before our regular meeting. Been working a lot around the budget. The holidays were kind of slow, so we didn't really have much going on for the end of the year, but so we've been still working a lot on the budget, which I'll go into a little bit more if we have a few minutes. And I'm trying to think of any of the things I've attended I don't know that I've attended a lot of meetings in the last week since everybody's been back. Looking real quick through did attend the mayor's forum last week. That was in Lacey. Pretty good meeting. The new mayor from Tumwater was there, and I talked a little bit at that meeting about there used to be what was called the sister. Do you remember that, when we had sister cities?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
I've heard of them, but there was never anything really done. You know, there was never any. I don't remember us ever interacting. Ours is Tumwater, so I did talk to her about coming, sit down and see if there's some things that, you know, whether it's purchasing, can we go in with them, because they're doing a lot more volume, so maybe there's things that we can partner with them to be. So we're just going to talk about just a general discussion is there things that we can do with Tumwater to be more effective and efficient. So I'm going to have a meeting with her next week about, and I think could be a good one. If, you know, we're talking about some of the services that we're doing now, could they do them more effectively, or, you know, so we're just going to have an open discussion about that. If there's anything particular you think about that you would like me to, you know, get some information on, please just send me a text or a email. So yeah, I would really want. I know it's our first meeting of the year. But this has just been something we've really been working on since the New Year's. Is our budget. We passed a budget that's balanced and meets all the state requirements, but we have minimal if we didn't do another transfer from our sewer and water funds, we would have very minimal starting balances. So I need you to be aware, there's kind of three things that we're really gonna have to focus on this year. We have to have an end of the year balance or carryover. I've spent a lot of time looking at other organizations and what they do. The reason that is important, and almost the number one thing we need to make sure we have, is because at the first of the year, as I think most of you know, we don't have a big lump sum of money to pay all our bills, and often we have, major expenditures in January. So most organizations want a carryover of amount of like 3 months of bills. So we're not going to be able to get there this year, because that would be like probably $400,000 or near it. But we got to have a carryover, enough to get us through the first couple of months and be able to pay our bills in January. So we're going to need to look at that and decide how much we're going to try to get at and how we're going to get there. The second thing is, when we went through this budget shortfall, we transferred all the money from our reserve fund to get our general fund in proper balance. So we have no reserve funds right now. So what I understand from looking at everybody, the importance of that is, if we have one significant event and have no reserve funds to fall back on, that could be devastating. So we have to work on getting that reserve fund built up some way. So we need to decide how much we're going to try to put into that reserve fund. The last one is our debt that we have. When I first looked at this, it was kind of like, we need to pay it back in 3 years with interest. That's just not realistic for us to do. We can't pay back that much money in 3 years. We would basically devastate our general fund to do that. I spent a lot of time kind of looking at that. What I got is a recommendation. It should be from probably 10 or 15 years. The recommendation, I said, that would be a 15-year program to try to pay that back. I mean, that's still about, I think, $50,000 a year in principal plus interest that we'd have to pay. That's a significant amount. So we're going to have to relook at that loan and what we're going to, how many years we're going to agree to pay that back and what that means for our general fund. So at the start of this year, we got some work to do, because we don't have 6 months to figure this out. Every month that we keep paying what we're paying is just less money that we have to deal with these issues. So whoever ends up on the finance committee and all of us really is going to be intensive this first quarter. We really need to make we're going to have to really make some tough decisions and look at how we're providing services. So I just want you to be aware that's a big thing, and I hope we're all involved and have input. I hope the public will come in and speak if they have ideas how we can do things better, but just be aware that that's going to be weighing heavily on what the council is going to be working on, especially this first couple months. So any questions about that? Like I said, I've talked to Nancy. I think we're all on the same page about those priorities, and we just have to do this. I know this loan that we had to take a couple years ago has just been weighing on us, and the interest on it is overwhelming. $60,000 a year, and in our small budget that we have, we're not an organization that has a lot of extra people or money that we can spend things on. So it's going to require, and I think Nancy and I are on the same page. We sat down and talked about this and what we need to do. So
can I ask a clarifying question then?
Yeah.
So that loan right now, that's on a 3-year time frame, and so we would refinance to like a 10 or 15 year?
Yeah, what I understand is this is just a state kind of guideline. I don't think there's any law that says we have to pay it, but like if you talk to the auditor's office, when you take an interfund loan like that, they like to see it paid in 3 years, because what they don't want you to do is to start using that money for general fund things.
Else, yeah.
But we were kind of in a different situation. We didn't just say, hey, we need to borrow $100,000 for, to buy a truck.
Right.
We kind of had debt that we just had to, so they will, I guess it could be something that they note in some kind of, if they review it, but we have to be able to still provide services to our citizens. You just, like I said, there's no way we could pay back that much in 3 years.
So that getting the extension, tell us what happens when you get the extension, and how long is the extension?
Okay.
5 years instead of 3, or?
we don't have to get any official, that's up to the council to decide how long we take to pay it back. You could say we want to do it in 5 years, and we would have to do whatever. My recommendation is 10 to 15. Just looking at the numbers on how much it's going to be. So there's no state requirement to tell us we have to do it in a certain amount of time. That's on the council to decide. And that's one of the big things we're going to have to figure out. And I'll bring you the numbers or get you the numbers so you can see what that looks like.
Okay.
So this isn't a short-term 2 or 3 year thing. This is going to be a multi-year thing to get this. And we just got to start working on it. We can't put it off any longer because we've borrowed money from our sewer and water funds. We don't have any more money to borrow from them. So I'm just trying to be straight and you know how we're going to have to start out this year.
So to clarify, we're currently paying it back at a 3-year time frame?
No, we haven't even started paying
Haven't
it
even
back.
started. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We budgeted this year for interest to pay back the interest,
Okay.
but we didn't pay back any principal.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like I said, the finance committee, I kind of wanted to start there and go over this in more detail. We can come back with a little bit more, you know, once it's very clear to the finance committee what we think we need to do, and then we'll go to the full council there. And, you know, I really want to make sure the public knows what this means. So get something out to the public so they understand clearly what these things will mean for the city. But we're kind of out of options. We got to start dealing with it. And it's, it's a tough one. I lay awake many a night thinking about how to. But so anyway, not to end with supers. You know, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. It's just we got to make some decisions. Is really what it comes down to, and it's numbers. So we know exactly where we're at now. We've had all the audits completed, so we know we're in compliance there. I think you all know our last audit. We had no findings, which is another great accomplishment. So. As a city, we've made great progress on making sure we know what our numbers are, and we're doing things right as far as the state auditor is concerned about how we manage our money. And I think this example of catching that fraud is a great example of that. It's a tough one. It is a tough. It's a tough message to our community what this is going to mean. And it's tough as council to make those tough decisions, but. Like I said, we got to deal with it. So we'll try to make the best we can out of it and get things on the right track as far as that loan. That's all I had. Not to end on a sour note, but anything else? Questions? I'm happy to answer any other things about budgeting or anything else that's going on. I will add the ag park. The meat processing facility, I think they're ready to have like a pre-submission conference. They called us and said they're ready, so we're trying to set up a conference. My interest there is just to make sure we get as much upfront knowledge and agreement between everybody. We're going to have our engineers, all the people that could be involved here in this meeting to try to catch anything.
When do you think that'll be?
We're trying. We haven't. We got like 10 or 15 people that we got to coordinate, get a date with.
Lay your head down here.
I don't have
Fly on
bandwidth.
your head.
So I would say with that, hopefully we can get that within the next couple weeks, and we can get that moving forward. My interest is to not have as few slip-ups as we can. This is a huge project for the Colvins and for our city, probably the biggest project that's been done in.
It is the biggest.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't
Have
say what they've told.
Have they started on the design yet? I know they
Yeah, I
got the
think-
money from the state for the design.
I think that's what they have now, so that's why they're calling for this meeting. But I know there's going to be things we'll miss or we'll have to deal with, but as much as we possibly can, I want to make sure we're just as transparent.
Yeah, 'cause all that is-
We all know what we're getting into and
And all of
what
that is
everybody's
income for the
expecting.
city, you know, that's all income for the city.
Yeah.
So,
As
How
far
are we
as I-
getting income for the city? It's
What's
not
that?
like, it's wholesale, right? How are we getting income for the city?
The lease on the property and any taxes that they would pay would be where we would get. They want to lease that whole 5 acres. There's like 5-point-something acres back there. They want to lease the whole thing. So I don't know what that means in dollars.
well, it's gotta be fair market
Yeah.
value.
We have a
can't-
realtor that's representing us, that's,
Yeah.
so, a commercial realtor, so she knows leases and how those things work, and,
Yeah.
so we'll make sure she's, but this will be a huge project for the city when they get started on that, cause it's I think it's like 10 million, maybe,
Yeah,
they're
it's
talking,
huge,
yeah.
huge.
So, It'll be good, but I just want to do everything we can to make sure we're all upfront and know what everybody's responsibility and expectations are, so.
And it'll bring business to
Yeah.
out to the ag park with all the people that will be utilizing it. Right now, they're going to, what?
Eastern Washington
Eastern
or
Washington
Oregon.
or Eastern Europe, Oregon. Well, it's
Yeah,
practically.
that would be a long ways if they were going to Europe.
They have to haul their cattle there, or they have to make an appointment to have somebody come to their property to do it, to slaughter, so.
Yeah, and I think they're going to plan on employing a few people. This sounds
Yeah,
like this
I think
operational,
so, yeah.
and so that'll be good for us too.
Yeah.
Will be good for employment too.
You know, I've just looked at something. We can't do any of this until after you swear us in. You don't have a full council.
Oh, we can go back to that then after the
Yeah.
regular meeting. Consent calendar, we have to have you sworn in,
Yeah, we have
so
to.
we'll do it.
We
I
can't.
saw that too. I was like,
Can't
I don't
adopt,
think
can't adopt anything. There's not enough quorum.
Yeah.
Quorum.
So we'll go back to that. Well, we have three.
We don't, yeah.
We do have a quorum.
We have a
but
quorum.
You have to be sworn in.
No, I
too?
have to be
forgot
sworn
that.
in. We don't have
She has to be
quorum.
sworn in too.
I'd forgotten. Well, welcome back.
Well, thanks a lot.
She's saying, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll do the consent calendar after we do the,
After
help me
swearing
remember
in.
that we don't forget that. I guess that's all I have. We got 5 minutes, 4 minutes.
Good.
Christine, did you want to say anything tonight, or are you just here? You can do it now if you'd like to.
I don't really.
Okay.
Actually, I can say a few words, just give you a quick update.
Yeah.
Oh.
For the record, Christine Rampa with Puget Sound Energy. We just opened up our Beaver Creek Wind Farm over in Montana, actually, and it makes about 285 megawatts of energy. And I'm also happy to report that we are out of the business of coal generating electricity as of January 1 of this year. So we're getting closer to our clean energy future. And yeah, that's really all I've got. It's an update.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the solar on the food bank. That's great.
Yes, and battery, it should extend the ability to operate. They have a generator right now, propane generator, but this should, I think it can operate for like 3 or 4 days on just propane, that facility, because it's a cold storage facility, so it takes a bit of power. But I think they estimated with the solar and the battery backup, that could be extended to 30 days.
That's awesome.
So-
What's the wattage on the battery? Do you know?
I forget what
Okay, I'm
yeah,
just
but
curious.
yeah. So yeah, we'll have battery and solar, and then
That's
the
great.
generator will be kind of the, when it's needed. So depending on the time of year, it varies quite a bit, as you know.
Yes.
During the summertime, it could go
It's
a
gonna be
lot
great.
longer, but
Yep.
in the wintertime, it would be minimal. So
Yeah.
anyway, it's been a long time. I think it's been like 2 years since we got that grant, but
Wow.
it's yeah,
All right. Well, that's all I've
it's a
got.
good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Christine. I just saw on Facebook that George Sharp lost their puppy, Boss Man.
Okay, we just got a couple minutes and we'll start the regular meeting.
No.
I think what we'll do is just do the swearing in right at the start of the meeting, because we, first thing, and then we can do the agenda approval and all those other things. That sounds good. Huh?
Gotta form yourself a quorum.
That's right. Better find my sheet, my swearing in.
make sure to break it up into small pieces. I can't remember that.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
That's what I said last time.
I can do individually if everybody wants, but I think we can just do a group, and you can just say your name and repeat the rest of it. Is that okay? Here he comes.
Oh, look,
Perfect timing.
yeah, let's do that.
I'm trying to, I know I have a sheet
We
here
can just
that,
stand up right
oh,
there.
here it is.
I was like, there should be.
I knew I saw it in there, yeah.
Sounds good to me.
You just get down there and we'll
Yep.
stand up right here.
Sounds
Just
good.
swear us in, okay?
Yeah, I'll swear, yeah.
You swear?
Okay, yeah, I will. Okay, it is 7:30. I'll call to order the regular meeting of the City Council for January 13th. Please stand for the flag salute. Adam, you went first time. You want to be our starter? Sure.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so we're going to do the swearing in first, so we have a quorum. You guys
Okay.
can just stay up here and stand up, and I'll go down here and.
Okay.
Okay, I state your name.
I, Linda Bodevac,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
Do
solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington,
the Constitution and laws of the State of Washington,
and the ordinances and regulations of the City of Tenino,
and the ordinances and regulations of the city of Tenino.
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and I will faithfully and impartially
perform and discharge the duties
Perform and discharge the duties
of the office of City Council position
the office of City Council, Position 1,
the office of City Council, Position 3,
In the office of City Council, Position 4,
according to law,
according
to the
to
best of
law.
my ability.
according to law, to the best of my
to the
ability.
best of my ability.
Okay?
Thanks. Good. Okay.
I just want to say real quickly, thank you for stepping up. I know it's a big commitment. I think you've got a lot going on, and I very much appreciate your willingness to serve in your positions. Okay, let me find my agenda here now. Get back to that. Okay, the first order of business is agenda approval.
So moved.
I second.
It's been, we're gonna have to have new movers and seconders.
Yeah.
Seconders. It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the consent calendar. This is a long one. We have 3 because we missed a meeting. We had an end of the year one and the first one for 2020. I know I have that here too.
6.
For 2026. So let me find the sheet for the. What did I do with that? Oh, here it is. Okay, we'll just do them one by one, I guess. The consent calendar for December 23rd, 2025, consisting of payroll ETFs in the amount of $53,398.08, claims checks 33754 through 33811 in the amount of $60,900.07 for a total of $114,298.15. So this is one that everybody came in and signed the vouchers, not you, but the prior has already kind of reviewed them and
Right.
approved them, but this is just officially voting on it. So, will we make a motion on that one?
We're gonna,
Can we do them separately? Because somebody could object to one.
sure,
and
sure.
I just
So
wanna-
moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved in a second to approve the consent calendar payroll ETFs for December 23rd, 2025. Is there any discussions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That one passes. The second one, which is one of the ones that is going down, is for the consent calendar ending December 31st, 2025, consisting of payroll EFTs in the amount of $74,564 and claims checks 33812 through 33834 in the amount of $57,145.95 for a total of $131,709.95.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the financial consent calendar for December 31st, 2025. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The last one is consent calendar for ending January 13th, which consists of payroll EFTs in the amount of $0 I don't think we've got it. So, and then the claims checks 33835 through 33850 in the amount of $37,634.45 for a total of $37,634.45.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the vouchers for January 13th. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And I do not believe we have any cannabis or liquor license to approve, so that is done. Treasurer's report. You kind of gave one. Does anybody have any questions about what they've been presented? We can come up and talk about it.
No, I think we're fine.
I have a quick question regarding the payment we have to the Thurston County Sheriff's Office for the service they do it to us. I understand it was $25,000 per year, and that's what it's budgeted for. In the current budget sheet that we've gotten, it looks like we had 3 quarterly payments instead of 4 in the last year, and I'm curious why we didn't have that 4th
I don't know,
payment.
we just haven't paid the last quarters.
I believe we just got the last invoice.
I think it was just tonight, I think I saw that.
Is that, I saw that, and
Yeah,
that was the
that
last.
would be the
That's
last
the
one.
Okay, very good. And that goes back to, you have till the 20th to bring last year's.
Yes.
Got it, thank you.
Okay, did you have anything? Nobody had any other questions on the treasurer's report? Presentation, Misty Dell thought she was going to be here, but I don't see her. They're doing something for the middle school, and they have some banners that they want to put up around town. I don't know that they really need our approval, but she just came to us to make sure we didn't have any objections to
saw
them putting
that.
some signs up around
Yeah.
town. She didn't specify where, I don't think, as long as.
They're nice looking.
Yeah. Does anybody have any concerns? I need to get back with her about those.
Well, I remember when I was looking at business signs, there are city codes regarding where you can put it and the size and whatnot. And we don't have our building department ask those kinds of questions, but it was in the city code, I remember.
There is some, I think that code specifically, like if you want to put a sign on a building.
On your
Like a
building,
business
yeah.
wants to put a sign hanging up versus
Yeah.
just like a temporary flag that says, I think there's a difference in that, I think.
When
Yeah.
I did a banner for the Lions Club, I just went through the phone company because
Yeah.
they knew where they could be
Right.
placed.
And these are temporary,
These
like
are
the one that
same
goes
banners,
across from
yeah.
Oregon Trail Days and for the Lions Club's
Yeah.
things. They're temporary.
And we do have another one. I think the fire department just came in today and asked if they could hang a sign up across the street. I don't think
About
we've
their
ever
crab
charged
feed?
anybody to
No.
do that, so I think
And
that's a little bit.
the telephone company does it.
Mhm. Yeah, they're
You know,
gonna help
we're
them.
not even involved, so.
So that is, I don't think we'll have that presentation unless she comes in. We'll go back to that. Public comments. Anybody have a comment for the public? Nope.
No public hearing.
Is this public hearing, is that right? That's from, did we forget to take that off there? Huh? The public hearing for ordinance 938? That was last year, right? That we passed? I think it just got missed, taken off the agenda. I don't think we have any public hearings for
No.
tonight. Sorry about that, I missed that one. So that's nothing, proclamations, none. Old business, levy certification amount change, that was done. I think we just missed these, sorry.
You're on a different agenda. Where are
Am
you?
I on the wrong one?
Here,
Did
yeah,
I-
I'm like, no, it's,
I must have grabbed where did I get this one
Here.
from? I don't even know
that's
where
the
that came from.
minutes.
Here, Dave. Let me help you.
I grabbed the minutes. I'm thinking, how did I miss all these things? I knew I looked at it, it's like.
Well, I'm looking at my computer.
You marked that one all
sheet.
up already.
Same here.
The ones matching.
Okay, let's see. Got the oath of office, committee, I guess we're at committee, old business, committee assignments. We did that. Is there any discussion about the actual committee assignments first? We've already assigned those. Is there, so make a motion to approve the committee assignments as assigned, I would, for
Okay.
that.
So moved.
We had 3 people standing for budget committee. Are we gonna have 3?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Finance
We need to-
committee.
Finance
Finance,
committee,
finance, thank you.
I have decided that I think Adam Elaine should do it, so I'll step back on that.
Thank you.
Okay, so I guess we don't have to vote on that then, if those assignments are made.
Yeah. I would like to stay on as Mayor Pro Tem.
I would like to stand for Mayor Pro Tem. I think I'm ready, and the council, I think, needs to have a backup Pro Tem. In fact, I think everybody on the council in turn should spend a year doing that, just so we have not just that backup in case the Mayor Pro Tem is unavailable, but also I think sitting in that mayor's chair gives a perspective on the city that the council doesn't have. In the same manner that the mayor sitting on the council has a perspective of business here that he wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah.
I would still like to stay on
I
as
would
Mayor Pro
like
Tem.
to, I'd like to nominate Jeff as the mayor pro tem.
I'd like to nominate Linda Godeback as mayor pro tem.
Wait a second, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Just a minute. So Jeff Eisel's been nominated. There has to be a second to continue with that nomination. Is there a second for Jeff? She nominated, so we have to have somebody else.
Do you
Oh.
want to second it? Second. There has to be a second.
So how does this work?
If
So
there's
I
no
think if we
second,
have,
then
if
we're
we
not.
only have one people that gets a second, like if Jeff got nominated and didn't get a second, it'd kind of be a moot point because we wouldn't move forward. So I think we have to have a second to make him be eligible to be voted on, and the same would happen with Linda. If she's nominated, we'll have to have a second for her also. So what I'm saying is
Got you.
Jeff is nominated first, so we have to have a second, or he would be,
Oh, okay. Well, I would second on Linda for Mayor Pro Tem, but that's next. So I would not second on Jeff. I don't think I can do both.
so Jeff, you can be second. There's nothing that keeps you from saying you want to,
What, second my own nomination? Is that what you're saying?
I think you can do that, yeah,
For Mayor Pro Tem.
I think so.
Mhm.
I've been nominated by Elaine, then I'll second myself. If that is procedurally valid.
I mean, it's always uncomfortable to be just like voting.
It does- it is
You vote
uncomfortable.
for yourself. It's a little weird, but I think that's, yeah.
Very good.
So we have two people. So what will happen here, we'll vote, whoever gets 3 votes will be the mayor pro tem. Does that sound like the right way? So I'll bring up Jeff as nominated first, so I will ask for votes for Jeff Eisel for mayor pro tem. And I'm just gonna ask you to raise your hands so I can count. 2. Okay. So the other one is Linda Godevac. Okay, Linda received 3, so she will remain as mayor pro tem for next year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see, that was that. New business. The first one in new business is the purchase of a 2022 Chevrolet Silverado pickup and a 2019 Chevy Colorado pickup for Public Works. This was budgeted in our budget that was approved, and it comes out of our sewer and water funds. It's not coming from our general fund. We have some older trucks that need to be replaced. These are used, but will meet our needs going forward. So we're asking for the council to approve. That's a pretty big expenditure, so we're bringing it to the council for approval, even though it's been.
Motion to approve the purchase of the 2022 Chevrolet Silverado pickup and a 2019 Chevy Colorado pickup for Public Works.
Is there a motion? Is there a second?
I second it.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the purchase of the Chevy Silverado and the Chevy Colorado for Public Works coming from sewer and water and capital improvement funds. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The next one is a Tenino Historic Kiosk MOU with Thurston County Historic Commission. Jessica reached out to me and had been talking with the county about doing some upgrades and maintenance on the little kiosk, it's when you go into the park, it's that little building there. It's kind of fallen in, hasn't been changed. So the county, we want to enter into an agreement with the county to kind of help us maintain that and change out the stuff in there. It's on county property, so it's really theirs, but
Yeah.
we've kind of maintained it. So this is an agreement with them, MOU with the county to use historic commission funds for the project.
Motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between the city of Tenino and Thurston County.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the Tenino Historic Kiosk MOU with Thurston County. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, community and parent engagement banner proposal. This is what I talked about with the, oh no, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
this
don't
is the
think
one,
it
just a banner.
requires council. There's just no,
Yeah.
there's no objections to them doing that from anybody. I don't think we need to really vote on that one. Last one is consultant agreement with Gibbs and Olson's for Old 99 Overlay 2026. Jeff, this is the project that you were talking about. We received a grant to finish the paving from where it is now, close to the ag park, going out to the city limits. So I don't know how far that is, but it's finishing up our portion of that road west to the property line. So we've got the grant, it's been approved and signed, and so we're just moving forward with getting Gibson Olson to do the engineering work on that project.
Okay.
A question on that. Are we contractually obligated to use Gibbs and Olson for this project?
I do not know, think we're contractually, we could use anybody, but I think at this point it'd be difficult to go through the process of hiring somebody new to do that, because we'd have to go out for bid probably. It's
Well,
like
you would
an
have, yeah.
$80,000
Yeah.
thing, so we don't use our city approved engineering firm. I think that would be difficult for us to do.
I'll accept that argument, but I think going forward, since we're in such financial straits, it might be worth seeing if we can get a better deal by shopping it around.
Well, I thought that I think the mayor's been working on trying to find
Yeah,
other
Okay.
people to do this, like for.
but I understand what you're saying. We could just
Yeah.
put it out there to anybody. If we have another big project coming up, we could say, hey, we were just for that
We
specific
don't wanna-
project versus overall.
But we don't want to risk on not getting a grant if
Yeah.
it's not somebody that is
Approved.
approved,
Yeah.
you know, because they don't have to give us these grants.
I understand.
And a lot of it depends on the type of engineering and things that we have, so,
Certainly you want somebody who's qualified to do the work.
yeah.
I mean, I know we've had a long relationship, 30 years more, with Gibbs and Olson. But I think at this point, we're in a,
Well, I think that the one that we really have,
Can we get this finished up first?
yeah,
And then we
then
can
we'll
talk about it.
it, yeah, that's because.
So did anybody make a motion to approve this one?
I make a motion that we approve the consultant agreement with for TIB contract, blah, 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 with Gibson
Gibson.
Olson.
Is there a second?
I'd second that.
A lot of silence tonight.
Yeah, I
Usually
guess.
silence, right on it. It's been moved and seconded to approve the consultant agreement with Gibson Olson's for the Old 99 Overlay 2026 project. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We already did number 15
Yep.
during the work session. President, is there any other questions on that, on the budget or treasurer's report or budget? No resolutions, no ordinances,
We already did the
a
report.
public hearing, a second public hearing. Anybody want to speak? Hearing none, the meeting is adjourned. We don't have John to say non-debatable motion.
Non-debatable